Gauteng police have shut down a bogus pharmacy in Tembisa on Gauteng's East Rand. The caretaker was arrested on charges relating to the sale of expired medication. Various types of medications worth hundreds of rand were confiscated. Acting on a tip-off, police arrived at this shop doubling up as a convenience store and pharmacy. Medication past the sell-by dates are stacked on shelves there. Authorities are still investigating whether these are also fake goods. A man in his 30s is expected to appear in court in the next 48 hours. The bus was part of the police's Ukai Mulao, translated meaning where is the justice, campaign to fight crime. Now, since Wednesday night, hundreds of suspects have been arrested for various crimes.
Over 460 suspects are arrested by the detectives from 1800 hours yesterday until 4 o'clock this morning. And this morning we embarked on roadblocks in different areas in Gauteng, especially here in Ekurhuleni. And we have managed to impound a lot of vehicles whereby engines were tampered with and some of unroadworthy vehicles. We have arrested people for dealing in drugs. We have also closed some of the illegal operating shebins. And again, we have arrested 5 wanted suspects by KwaZulu-Natal for serious offences like murder and attempted murder in KwaZulu-Natal.
That was Gauteng police joining us a little bit earlier on. So, well, for more on this story and looking at the pharmaceutical side, I'm now joined by the South African Pharmacy Council Chief Operating Officer, Mr. Vincent Tlala. Thanks so much for joining us. Welcome to the program, and thank you for joining us from our Pretoria studio. The selling of medicines that have expired is very concerning to you, I am sure.
Thanks, Peter. Yeah, the selling of expired medicine, it is concerning to South African Pharmacy Council, in particular by people who are not pharmacists. And from our side, we require that the public ensure that wherever they buy medicines, those places are registered with South African Pharmacy Council. In order to do that, we advise the public to go onto our website, which is www.sabc.za.org. or phone our contact center 0861 7272 0000 so that they can confirm if indeed those medicines are being sold by the right people.
All right, so help us a little bit, because, you know, nowadays you can go into a garage and you can see all kinds of medicines there, from headache tablets and so on and so forth. How does one regulate what can be sold where? A convenience store, a tuck shop? Who decides, and how do we as the public discern and stay safe?
Peter, the medicines that we classify as complementary medicines or Schedule 0 medicines, those may be sold in any facility. It doesn't necessarily have to be a pharmacy. But once medicines are classified as Schedule 1 and above, they may only be sold in a pharmacy. So it's important that when the public check the medicines, they must identify what schedule it is. If it's Schedule 1, they must know that it can only be sold in a pharmacy and a registered pharmacy with South African Pharmacy Council.
How can I tell whether something is a Schedule 1 or a Schedule 0?
If you check on the box, it is written there of medicines. Whether it's a bottle of medicines, it would indicate the schedule. That is Schedule 0 or Schedule 1 or Schedule 0. So all packages of medicine sold do have their schedules.
All right. Even the Schedule 0s, I would imagine, because they're Schedule 0s because of their nature, they're less harmful than the Schedule 1 going upwards. Even those, once they're expired, are not safe.
Yes, we do require that any medicines, once it's expired, may not be sold. And therefore, we encourage the public to approach a pharmacy next to them. The pharmacy know a process of destroying or disposal of medicines. It is written in law how you may dispose medicines. Medicines may not be disposed in drain systems or any other form, but except a legal system.
How widespread do you think this problem is of expired medicines being on shelves, particularly, perhaps some of these areas where you've got tuck shops and a lot of kind of vendor shops that are being that are dispensing things, perhaps informally?
From our side, the South African Pharmacy Council, we really can't quantify when it comes to those locations. We can only talk about pharmacy, because in pharmacy we inspect all the pharmacies in the country. We go out there once a year to go and inspect a pharmacy, and we issue grading of what we've inspected. In terms of the open shop, it is the South African Health Products Authority and the law enforcement unit that is required to go and see those open shops. Okay, Mr. Tlala, unfortunately we're going to have to leave it there, but thanks very much indeed for that warning, and that we should look at these labels carefully. Anything above Schedule 1 cannot be sold in a shop. Thanks so much indeed for your time. All right.